how to make a D2L quiz from this Microsoft Word uh, exam, but I want to do it in a complex way. Notice that I have 5 multiple choice questions. I want to have a pool that will draw 3 out of the 5 randomly for my students. And also, I want these 3 essay questions at the end to be static. In other words, to be in the same order. Everybody gets the same questions. So with this complexity, let me show you how to do this. First off, I'm going to be using a converter called the Carleton University Brightspace Quiz Question Generator, link in the description. And what it requires for multiple choice, you're just going to click on these question type samples and create a multiple choice. They're looking for a number dot space question, all in one paragraph. And then the answers are letters A, B, and C, or D, or however many they got. But there's a bracket afterwards before the space. And also there's an asterisk. And if there's more than one of them, there's a space between questions. And for the essay questions, there's also space between questions, but there's just a number dot in the space. By the way, it doesn't matter what the numbers are, but the ones we have will work. So I'm going to clear what I've done so far. I'm going to go back to our Microsoft Word document, and I'm going to convert these into brackets instead. And I can't use Format Painter because it's going to override the yellow. The yellow shows me which ones are correct, and I wished I could put an asterisk in front of the A here, but I cannot. Microsoft Word won't let me put an asterisk in front of it. I'm going to have to put the asterisk in front when I get to the quiz generator, editing it there. But for these, I'm just going to put all these brackets. Also, I could put spaces here. I can't just do a regular space. That would make a letter. But I can hold down shift and make a space, and that would work. But I'm going to do the rest of the spaces over in the quiz generator. So I'm going to go Control A, Control C, or right click copy. And then in the quiz generator, I'm going to go Control V. I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to get rid of the title. The very first thing has to be the first question. And then I'm going to put the asterisks in front here. And I'm going to put a space here and the asterisks in front and a space at the end of this question and asterisks in front. And this question, asterisks. And then it has too many spaces between my essay questions. So I have to get it down to just one space. And now let's say I forgot to put an answer here. Then when I click on generate test questions, one of them is going to be pink. And I need to put an answer there. And then when I hit generate test questions, it'll all be green. So you can go back and forth to correct them enough until they're all good. Sometimes there's just so many things that you like an extra space that you can't get rid of, and you just have to clear them and copy and paste them again. But then once they're all green, then you can download it as a quiz. And then I can go to manage quizzes. And before I even make the quiz, I'm going to go into the question library. And I'm going to make a new section, and I call it midterm questions. And then I'm going to go into those midterm questions. I'm going to import, upload a file, and I'm going to click on the downloads and drag this file into here. I'm going to import the questions, and there they are. Now, I only want to really import the multiple choice questions, so I could delete these. I could find the ones that aren't multiple choice and delete them if I wanted to. But I want to show you another thing of how I can filter them, just so I can show you this filtering option. Because you might want to filter not just multiple choice, but what if you have true and falses, and you want, I want to show you how to filter. So then go back to assessments quizzes and create a new quiz, and I'm going to call it midterm 1. And I'm going to set a date. You don't have to have a due date. I'm going to. I'm going to have it at a specific time. So it's going to be 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Have this be 11 a.m. I'm going to show it in the calendar. I'm just going to save what I've done so far, just the gray save to keep these dates. Yeah, I can put in a password here if I want to for proctoring. And then I'm going to set the time limit for 60 minutes. And then the timer settings, the default is asynchronous, so that even if they start half an hour late, they still get 1 hour. If that's what you want, go with the default. But if you want to say no, they have to start at 10, they have to end at 11. If they start a half an hour late, they still end at 11. That's synchronous. And the default is to automatically submit when the quiz is done. You could say don't automatically submit, let them go over it. It'll just declare how late they are. You'll get a little red symbol or red time limit, say this person went 5 minutes over, this person went 2 minutes over, whatever. I'm just going to leave it on the default and okay. And I'm going to save that. And by the way, I have a student with accommodation, manage special access. I'm going to add a student. It's this student here who has double time. And they are actually writing the following day. And but they're still running at 10, but because they get double time, they get to finish at noon. And then I'm going to save that and save and close. Now, now I'm going to bring in my questions. I'm going to create a new question pool. And I'm just going to call this multiple choice questions. And I'm going to browse the question library, and I'm going to put a check mark beside the midterm questions, but I'm going to filter it. I think I have to expand it first. Then when I filter it, I'm going to say I only want to choose the multiple choice questions. And then I'm going to select all 5 of them and then import that. So it's importing it there. It's making a copy of them. And then I'm going to make it 1 point per question, and I'm going to say I want 3 random questions from the 5, and then save. And it automatically shuffles them because the 3 are randomly selected. Now I'm going to make another section. I'm going to add another bunch, and I can have it be a different section if I wanted to. So I go create new section. I'm going to call it essay questions. And if there's a case study or something, I can put that here, this case study. In fact, I can even upload a document if there's a big case study. I don't need to in my case. And I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to add existing, and I'm going to browse from the library. And this is different making a pool from a library. I am choosing the specific questions I want, the 3 essay questions. I'm going to browse to the library. I'm going to expand the midterm questions, and I can already see that I'm using some of them already, so I'm not going to pick those. But these 3 essay questions I'm going to add, and then I'm just going to gray save that. Then I'm going to go down attempts and completion. This is only 1 attempt, but if this was a practice quiz, I could choose unlimited or a certain number if I wanted to. And then an evaluation and feedback. If it was a practice quiz, I'd want it to auto-publish so they can immediately see their answers. But this is not. This is a midterm, so I do not want to auto-publish it. I want to publish it. And it's already grayed out that it's already going to allow synchronize with the gradebook when I publish it. And at first, I don't want them to see any answers to any questions. And maybe I'll always keep it that way if it's a midterm. I'll never show them. But in my case, I actually do want them to see the answers eventually, but not until for sure that not the next day when somebody else is writing, but the day after that. So I'm going to go customize quiz results. I'm not going to change the primary view. I'm going to add an additional view. And I'm going to say the day after the next day, so the second, starting at the beginning of the day, 12:01 a.m. I'm going to allow them to see all the answers, show the correct, what is the correct answer to it, what the student put down as the answer, and how many points they earned. Sometimes in the essay questions, they're going to earn just a few of the points. Which reminds me, I want to make the essay questions worth more than 1 point each, so I'm going to go change that in a sec. And then create. Make sure that you hit that create button. If you don't scroll down enough, you can't see the create. You just see OK, and that wouldn't work. Now it's called update because I'm editing it, but make sure you click that and then hit OK. And then I want to change these points to be 5 points each. So I'm going to select them all. I'm going to go more actions, set points to 5 points each. So now it's worth 18 points, and that's automatically what goes here. It's right now not in the grade book. So I'm going to go edit or link to existing. If it didn't exist in the gradebook, I could create it. But mine actually already does exist. I made a column ahead of time. So I'm going to link to that column, and it's right here, midterm one, and then go OK. And then I'm going to make it visible to my students. And by the way, the reason it says the due date is not applicable is because as soon as I have it as a timed test that there's this fixed end time, that becomes the de facto due date. So you can't change it. It is whatever this end date is, except for that one accommodation student where it's then 12 o'clock. So it controls that. And then save and close, and the quiz is ready to go. If I want to preview it, I can click the down arrow and hit preview. And even though that date hasn't come yet, I can still be in preview mode, start it now, and try it out. And by the way, go all the way through. Don't just exit this because then you won't be able to send emails to people because it'll think that you're still taking a test and you shouldn't be sending emails while you're taking a test. So go through and actually answer all the questions and then submit it. And are you sure? Yes, I am. Submit. And see here, I don't see any answers because that's not until the 2nd of November I can see answers. It just says that it's pending because there's some essays that need to be written. And now I can exit the preview. And that's how to make a quiz.